Nonverbal communication methods and their uses. What is nonverbal communication? Nonverbal communication is a complex process and can include facial expressions, gaze direction, and pupil dilation, gestures, body movements, and promaxics. The physical distance we maintain from others, posture, contact, voice, and intonation. Why is nonverbal communication important? In recent years, Korea has become a place where many expatriate migrants have found a new home, landed a new job, started a family, and technically become a part of Korean society. However, spiritual and cultural integration is a more complicated process, and it can take years to understand the behavior and indirect and nonverbal communication methods used by local people as well as expatriate migrants from different countries. Nowadays, spoken and written languages can be easily translated by machines, but nonverbal communication can be understood through the context of culture, situation, and its thorough analysis. In Korea, as I have heard from various sources, there are various indirect and non-verbal communication methods that are commonly used. Foreigners who aren't aware of such methods may be confused, may find it strange, feel humiliated or stressed, or even get angry. But this can often be the result of misunderstanding the situation and the cues they receive. Koreans often rely on subtle cues to communicate and avoid direct confrontation, a practice that contrasts with more overt approaches in some other cultures. How to communicate non-verbally using numbers. In Korea, numbers are expressed using both Chinese and Korean words. China and Korea share similar number cultures, but the way numbers are used can be quite different. In China, where number cultures are rich and deeply rooted, traditional numbers have been used in traditional context until recently. In contrast, Korea's use of numbers is influenced by the characteristics of the Korean language, resulting in newer and different application of numbers. Numbers can sometimes be overused for various purposes. This has some positive effect, such as measuring the quality of a product or services, measuring people's satisfaction, and helping people improve their performance. But when whole numbers and fractions are used to indirectly communicate messages, it can sometimes confuse a person. Numbers, as I mentioned in my previous article, keep people stressed. How to communicate non-verbally using colors. Colors are traditionally used by designers to communicate the messages and can carry subtle meanings. People who do not understand the basics of color science may use them in simpler ways, such as wearing a t-shirt of the same color as another person or seeing it in another object to emphasize a connection or relationship to a certain thing. But again, this can often be understood in the context of events. Advice for foreigners. Nonverbal and indirect method of communication can be misunderstood by people from non-Korean cultures. So if you witness such communication, do not panic or stress. Note that nonverbal communication, like verbal communication, can be used for both good and bad purposes, such as expressing willingness to help as well as trolling and bullying. They try asking for clarification from the people you are communicating with. If that doesn't help, try using all the AI chatbots mentioned above, as well as AI tools developed in Korea, such as Clover X, WRTN, and Nate AI. Explain the situation that happened to you in detail, paying attention to small things to AI chatbot without mentioning personal information, and ask the possible meaning according to the culture of a certain country.